Robbie, let's talk about the Pistons. Yeah, let's talk about it, shall we?
No, let's not.
Let's get into that.
That fucking joke. We'll go ahead.
5th pick, your Detroit Pistons.
Yet again.
And everybody's flipped out, and I don't understand why, Flannel.
All right, so I've got a couple of different ways that I can go with this. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. So I'll start out with this. There should never be a scenario where a play-in team gets the 1 pick and the worst team in the NBA gets the 5th. That shouldn't happen. There should not be a system where that's possible. Second of all, I'm a little upset that the potential trade packages will not be as attractive. And third of all, and this is getting a little bit deep, but it hit home for me after what's happened with the Woodward family recently. And this is for more of the fans. And I'm going to get to the other angle in a second. A guy like John Kloss, whose life was tragically cut short, he wasn't around for the good days. He was too young. He lived and died a way too short life watching the Pistons basically be irrelevant and nothing. And that's kind of the sad part of it all. However, here's the problem. I can't be outraged that much about a team that was 14-68 last year, a team that has made some picks that I guess on an individual level we kind of like, but when it comes to roster construction and even how these picks fit together, I don't necessarily trust them to do the right thing with this 5th pick, or would I have trusted them to do it with the 1st pick. I look at a team, even with the recent picks, guys that we've liked or not liked, not as much as maybe we did before. I see a team that can't shoot. Jaden Ivey can't shoot. Asar Thompson, Spencer Raxter shoots better than him. Jalen Duren, that's not part of his game. And at the beginning of the season, you had Killian Hayes, Jalen Duren, Asar Thompson, and Jaden Ivey all playing minutes. They all can't shoot. Cade Cunningham, to his credit, because he's the one guy that I feel 100% confidence in, not only improved a lot of parts of his game, but he also shot 36% from 3, and his previous career high was a 31. And just, so I guess that's kind of my underlying point of it all. That combined with some weird roster construction, trading Sadiq Bey for James Wiseman, get one of your best 3-point shooters out. And I get it, you didn't want to pay him, bringing in James Wiseman. The weird kind of trades that they did this year, bringing in guys like Shake Milton, Danilo Gallinari, Mike Muscala, and then saying bye-bye. I just, with all that they've done, with all that they've kind of broken me, especially with this 14-68 season, I can't be outraged about this because I don't trust them to do the right thing no matter what the pick was.
Big facts.
Woodward Sports chat thread, and we're taking your reactions in there. And I'm with Real Cream of Wheat on this one. We understand, right, that there is literally a 50% chance. It's literally 50-50.
Yeah.
That they could end up picking number 5. Do we know that going in?
I guess, but 14% of the vote, you got the most balls in the machine, quote, quote.
Right, but you still only have a 14% chance.
And you have a 56% chance to get 5th.
Okay, so why do we always land at 5 is the question.
That's your highest percentage.
Why can't we be a top 3? Like, I can understand not getting 1, but we can't land in the top 3. Why is it always 5?
Well, it wasn't always 5. We got one year and got Cade.
Well, yeah, that was 1 year where they kind of had to. And look how long it had been before we had a number 1 pick before that. So I'm just saying, I don't understand. To me, it's kind of a rigged situation. I feel like the Pistons are being punished.
It is not rigged, KG.
Okay.
No, they have.
You don't
everyone's
think
in the room.
Listen,
there's people from every team in the room, dude.
You don't think they flex it a little bit?
No, I don't.
Okay.
KG, like, look at the numbers. Like, everyone, the Pistons had the best chance. The Pistons and 2 other teams had the best chance at 14%.
Yes.
So even the top 3 were 14% each. So it's more than likely none of them are going to get the number 1 pick.
That's fine, but we never seem to get it except for the 1 year we got Cade.
We did get it one year, though.
The 1 year we got Cade, and look how long that took. That's what I'm saying. It's always us getting screwed out the lottery, and there's got to be some kind of explanation.
Yeah, the explanation is you have a 14% chance of getting it. That's the explanation.
All right. You don't think the league doesn't
let's flip a coin, KG, and I'll pay you 14% of the time you win, and I get the money the other 84% of the time, or 86% of the time. You know, you want the silver lining in all this?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone's like flipping out about this in a draft where nobody wants anybody.
Yeah. Still, though, the 1 pick versus the 5, that's a more attractive.
Well, but that's my other problem. Everyone's like, well, trade the pick. Well, you want to trade the pick. Who would want the pick?
Nobody now. Not at this
No,
five.
who wants one?
Somebody would have took it.
I think somebody would have taken
For
it.
what? What are you giving for one in this draft?
What am I giving for one? I mean, I would like to say a proven player plus one of the Pistons' other core members. Maybe something else.
Some team would have took it, I promise
Yes.
you. It's the number one pick. It holds value in any draft. Even a weaker one. I understand.
Who's the number one pick right now?
Alex Sarr allegedly, but you know,
Will he be the number one pick when it all settles?
probably.
You think so?
Yeah, and some team will take the chance on him.
What about that one guy in the G League that was in a bowling league? What, Ron Harris? Or?
Well,
He had a bowling shirt on that said Ronald in cursive. He was at Maz's Thursday night league.
I will say this, though. Like, when the best you can offer from college is Donovan Clingan and then Reed Shepard and Rob Dillingham, who got clapped by Oakland, by the way, that's not a great draft. And I understand that there's, in the modern NBA, there's international players, there's G League and all of that. But yeah, it's certainly on paper one of the most underwhelming drafts really ever.
Woodward Sports. This is actually pretty funny. Steven Syrett, who we bump heads with sometimes, but he's on it with this one. Just give the Knicks their pick back this year. And that's,
Yeah.
hey, you know, maybe say, hey, we'll give it to you, relinquish the rights, and give us your second rounder. Maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Rid yourself. Because you know what that does is it gives you the ability to trade they can't trade a future first rounder until that trade exhausts. Because the Knicks hold the rights to the pick until they don't. And now they officially don't. So now it's the Pistons.
It's unfortunate because there's still this element of, and I don't want to be too doom and gloom, but it's the Detroit Pistons. How the hell else am I supposed to be? There does seem to be this element of no way out. And KG, I think you mentioned that on today's show as well.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, I was just doing a little exercise at the beginning of the year. And let me just put this out there because I'm going to repeat myself a little bit, but it leads to a conclusion. You had Jaden Ivey, Asar Thompson, Jalen Duren, and Killian Hayes playing significant minutes. Boyan was hurt, and Monty Morris was hurt. No wonder this team had that long losing streak. They couldn't shoot worth a damn. And a lot of those guys, I mean, I guess Marcus Sasser, he can, but a lot of those guys are, guys that were picked and do other things well, but they can't shoot. You can't have that in the modern NBA.
And just by the way, too, like when you read any mock draft you read of Alex Sarr, by the way, first thing, great defender. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Not the best. I mean, not the best number one endorsement, if that makes sense.
And again, if you want a silver lining,
yes,
it does save you about $13 million in cap space over the life of the deal. Picking number 5 versus number 1. It does. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, but you're gonna add another youngster to this mix and expect to get out quick.
But that's all that's out there.
Yeah.
It was never not going to be that. So, and also, too, by the way, we saw the old Spurs popping up. They got the number 4 pick. They also have the number 8 pick by their trade with the Raptors. What was that trade they did with the Raptors?
Oh, they got a couple guys.
What was their big?
Portal.
Oh, yeah, Portal.
Jakob Poeltl.
Jakob
Poeltl. Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. So that pick conveyed. So there you go. They got picks 4 and 8.
Yep. So, and, Victor Wembanyama he lived up to the hype as a rookie. Yeah, he 100% did. So the Spurs they're coming. That's for sure.
I'm gonna come.
Pause.